Hello everybody, I'm Mark Clark. I'm Mark Clark and I've written half a dozen science fiction stories. The first trilogy is called DNA and the second trilogy is called I.Q, although I did actually write I.Q first. So just to give you a general idea of what it's all about, in the first one, DNA, there's a major catastrophe in the middle of the 21st century, which leads to, well, basically a nuclear holocaust type situation. I don't want to give you too much information. The second book in the series, REM, is, as the name suggests, something to do with nightmares and sleep. I'm not going to tell you any more about that because that's a great twist in the story that you've got to work out for yourself as you read it. The screenplay sections in this particular story are to do with the nightmares and the REM. Basically, it's Sydney City, it's 15 years after the bombs, and there's a power struggle within the city, but there's also people living under the city, so there's a sort of a dual civilization happening, and a power struggle above, and then there's a discovery of a cache of arms, and lots of things get blown up, and it's all very exciting. And my favourite character in the whole thing, Ferret, is in this story, and if you do read the story, look out for him. And then the next story shifts on about 100 years, and it's about an unscrupulous guy who finds a very important secret buried in the bowels of the Mitchell Library, also in Sydney. And then our story goes on to the I.Q era, where you've got a huge wall that's been built, that began actually to be built in the third story, the Book of Levi, and is completed by the I.Q, the beginning of the I.Q trilogy. It's 10 stories tall, it's right around the Sydney basin, and there's nothing but a wasteland outside. And this story, as the next two books, revolve around a guy called Paul Viles, who is an incredibly horrible 10 out of 10 baddie dictator who is running the whole world for his own profit and his own ends. And the story gets bigger and bigger, so that by the end of the sixth story we end up in the foreshores of Sydney at Luna Park with all sorts of things going down, where this guy is really doing a James Bond type thing and trying to take over the planet. So, if you'd like to see whether you like these stories, a trailer doesn't always do it justice, right? So if you would like to read or listen to DNA, which is the first book of the DNA trilogy, or I.Q, which is the first book of the I.Q trilogy, they're free, absolutely free. You can come, read, have a listen to those, and if you like them, we're selling the second two books of both trilogies for $8.99, and for that you get the ebook as well as the audiobook. So give it a read, give it a listen and see what you think.